Hey guys, this is Austin. It is finally time for another Q&A. But before we get into it, this video is sponsored by Honor and their new View 10. So I did an entire series talking about it over on the Honor channel with Jonathan Morrison and Sarah Dietschy, and here's a sneak peek.
Yo guys, Jonathan here, back again with Austin Evans and Sarah Dietschy. We just talked about AI, and I got a surprise.
A surprise? Oh boy, tell me more.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Don't close your eyes.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
What is it?
It is the Honor View 10.
Now, word on the street is it's packing some power inside. Now, what I think is cool is if you imagine it in the work environment, so say your team all had these in their pocket.
So the idea is that everyone has like an actually smart assistant to help them kind of not be late to work, or remember to text you when you're coming in late to work.
Yeah, or
not like anything
or
specific
maybe in a
I'm talking about.
situation where you're out on production in a different country, maybe.
And you have like the actual translation.
Yeah, so I've been in situations where you have to do interviews or meetings, and it's sometimes a little hard to communicate when you don't know that language. So
I think AI has a lot to do with taking data and taking so much information and really packing it into something that people can understand. And so especially, we make videos, we collaborate with people. I think bringing that into like the workplace with collaboration, saying, oh, this person can't make it, maybe your calendar updates, and depending on other information, it makes new plans. I think that's exciting.
And the idea that having something smart, that opens up so many possibilities, right? Where it's like, you might not necessarily think like, oh, let me connect this dot with that dot, but the phone's like, oh, I know this is what you're doing, I know this is who you're talking to. Like, the more information it knows, and when it actually has some intelligence behind it, it can sort of connect a lot of dots and make your life easier in a lot of ways that you might not necessarily think of.
What's the dumbest thing that's completely ruined a video? We didn't quite lose the video, but there was a project that we shot actually a few months ago where I deleted all the raw footage before it was finished. So what I ended up doing was I took the export that we had done, sort of like the temporary version, and then I just recut that and put it back together as a video. Since the house fire happened and you moved, do you think it helped or hindered your future compared to if it had never happened? Oh man, I think it helped. Things were going well for me before it, but the fire was really kind of like a wake-up call to me, and it was sort of a forced fresh start, which I like to think was a good thing. What is the difference between your video editing and Ken's video editing? So there's been some rumors going around that Ken edits all of our videos. However, that is completely false. Jimmy, care to comment?
Everyone's gonna find out what I finally do.
So the way we do our edits is actually, Jimmy does, I would say like 95% of our edits these days.
Yep.
Like I'll do a little bit here and there, but he's editing this video right now.
I am.
Make a thumbnail for this video yourself. Don't let Ken do it. All right, so this is me. I'm very blurry. And then this is Ken. Little known fact, I actually taught Ken how to make his thumbnails, and this is how every one of them starts. It's like this, and then here's a giant smile, because Ken's just a happy kind of guy. There we go. That is how to create a thumbnail. What was the transition like from being a single person rodeo to a team, specifically with Ken? Well, now it's great, but I distinctly remember Ken's first day in which he forgot the lens adapter and a microphone cable, and then at one point, I'm pretty sure I took the camera away from you and just shot myself. It was, How much of your Twitter timeline is filled with Ken's anime retweets? Over 90%? All right, so for all of you guys who are smart enough to follow Ken on Twitter, the best way of doing it is to mute his retweets. Because Ken, he tweets some great stuff. His retweets, a little questionable. Hey Austin, when are you getting married? Just kidding. Suggest some best laptops for video editing. Generally speaking, gaming laptops are pretty good for video editing, and I really like the Acer Predator Helios 300. So not only does it have a GTX 1060, but it also has a Core i7, plenty of memory, and SSD. That's great. And if you're on the Final Cut side of things, the MacBook Pro 15-inch has been honestly what I've been using to do any kind of video editing for like a year and a half now. When did you move to LA and get the office? I actually moved to LA in August of 2015. I was literally driving from Missouri to LA on my birthday. I originally actually worked out of John's office, so you guys probably know John from TLD. I worked out of his office for almost a year actually, until we got this office that we've been in for the last year and a half or so. And that's when Ken came on, that's where we kind of really started building things up. But yeah, it's been a little over 2 years at this point. What piece of tech are you most excited to see at CES? I feel like what I'm really pumped to see is more on the AI side of things, the self-driving side of things. I know that this CES I actually got to ride in a BMW that was fully self-driving, or well, essentially fully self-driving. I was able to drive on the freeway, take my hands off the wheel, talk to Ken in the back seat, and it totally just handled everything. So being able to see more stuff like that this year would be awesome. Do you think Bitcoin is going to fall down sometime, and have you invested in it? I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, to be totally honest. I think that it's going up. It's a little wild and volatile right now, but generally speaking, I think it is sort of trending upward, and I haven't invested my life savings in it, but I do think that there's potential and I'll put a little bit of money into it. Does Ken ever get frustrated or annoyed between takes? He just seems so chill all the time. You guys have no idea. I live a personal hell every day. I think I'm on camera and everything's happy and great and I'm having a great time, and then Ken's just yelling orders at me. Do it again! You can do better than that! I'm not feeding my family with this! It's honestly kind of sad. He pretends to be chill, but honestly, it's not safe. I need help. To Ken, how annoying is it to work with the "Hey guys" guy?
Not as annoying to me as it probably is to Jimmy, since he has to edit every video. At least I can listen to music while Austin's talking, so I can block it all out.
Hey Austin, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? I used to say Taco Bell, but since I moved to California, it's gotta be In-N-Out. How much has life changed since the start of your YouTube channel? So I was actually reminded of this the other day. Someone tweeted me a screenshot from a comment I left on a Marquez video 7 years ago, talking about how my 2009 was great and I was basically totally committed to making videos in 2010. So a lot. When I started the channel, I was 16, living at home, didn't have a job, didn't have any money, didn't have anything. And I think compared to then, I feel like I'm a different person. Like if we're being totally honest, I think that I had not really fully grown up when I started the channel. I didn't really understand a lot of things in life. I feel like my life could not have possibly turned out to be any more different if I had not created the channel and not made that first video. I honestly can't even picture where I would be if I would have gotten that job at Best Buy and sort of lived in Missouri forever. Like, it's kind of scary to think about, to be totally honest. Anyway, that is going to be it for this Q&A. Of course, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. And as always, Ken will catch you on the next one.